Hello and welcome. My name is Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about Umbral Shards, or more specifically, we're going to be talking about the 3 ways to earn Umbral Shards and how many Umbral Shards you can get for each method. Now, if we look here, this is the most basic and most intuitive way to get Umbral Shards, which is simply to complete expedition mutations. If you complete the expedition, and you get it within the time limit, which is 40 minutes. You kill a certain amount of enemies, you kill a certain amount of bosses, and you and your team do not wipe, and also you do not respawn, then you will get points, and you'll get point multipliers, and those will allow you to get a high score. And with that high score, unlocks a rank of bronze, silver, or gold. Now, if you were to do this extremely well and get a gold completion, you would receive 40 Umbral Shards, completing this perfectly. There's definitely a threshold there. It is the first tier, so completing this one perfect is definitely going to be a lot easier than completing any of these other ones perfect here. But if you do that, you will receive 40 Umbral Shards at the end of the expedition run. Now, you will receive less shards than that depending on your score and also where your score puts you in the bronze, silver, or gold tiers. So if you go through and complete it on your first try and get a gold rating, you will receive 40 Umbral Shards. Whereas somebody who goes through and they take a very long time to complete it, it's very rough, they have a lot of team wipes, or a lot of people die in general, but maybe not specifically a team wipe, they will go through and they will get a lot less, more like half of the Umbral Shards that you will receive. Now, if we go through and click on the later ones here, we click in, we see that number 2, it ups it to 60. We go down again, ups it to 80 that you can receive. By the way, I'm just looking on the tooltip here. It's on the second line on the right-hand side is the number of Umbral Shards that you will receive if you get a perfect score or, a high score within this tier of dungeon mutation or expedition mutation. So number 4, we see it goes up to 120, 5, 200, 6 is 800, so that's a massive jump. 7 is 1500. Then we go here, we see 2000 Umbral Shards for completing it on 8, which is in the hard tier. Now we get to the elite tier, which is probably going to be very difficult, like extremely difficult. Less than 1% of the player base will probably complete these, but you get 4000 Umbral Shards for that. And over here we have rank 10, and if you were to complete this like a madman and get gold, you would get 6000 Umbral Shards. Now we're kind of at a little bit of a loss here on the PTR. We can't figure I don't know how to figure out the exact numbers that you will get for crafting a 600 gear score, because that is the second method on how you can receive Umbral Shards. But in the PTR, we're currently limited because we don't have the food, we don't have the gear set, and we don't have the trophies. So the max that we can make, even with Asmodium, Glittering Ebony, and Runic Leather here, is 570. So there currently is no way, I mean, unless I tried to farm out all the gear pieces and stuff like that, there's no way to know exactly how many Umbral Shards that you're going to get from crafting a 600 gear score item. Okay, so currently the third method here that we can actually test in the PTR is getting a gypsum, turning that gypsum into an orb here. So we're going to do that conversion, and then turning this gypsum into a cast of something that you have 600 expertise. So if we just open up here, everything in the PTR is 600 base expertise. So our everything that we have. So I'm just going to choose the first option. Okay, so we're going ahead and crafting the cast here. Okay, so you get nothing on the craft of the cast. So let's go into our inventory here and open up the cast. So let's open it here. And oh my gosh, that's a tiny amount. Holy crap. Okay, so so we went through and we opened up the cast and we got 3 Umbral Shards. Now, technically, I guess it's just free Umbral Shards, This definitely is not going to be your primary method. If you are someone who does have a hard time with like the high end level content, or you have a hard time finding teams, or you're just kind of a solo player, this definitely will help you to level up your gear score of your weapons and armor past 600, but is going to be incredibly slow. And that makes me think that it's going to be very, very small reward for getting for crafting a 600 gear score item, because they're probably thinking it's around the same difficulty as this, completing a gypsum every day, because the gypsums are limited, the crafting is not. So technically, you could just sit there and craft all day with other people's resources, especially because people are going to be trying to get new armor rolls and stuff after this update goes live. But yeah, it's making me think that if you're not completing the dungeon tiers, or sorry, the expedition tiers for the mutations, if you're not completing the different levels, then you're going to have a very, very hard time. So I hope this video helped. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone.